Welcome to Laugh Out Lore's or not Stormhaven. Fuck! I'm already starting off good, boys. Welcome to Secrets of Eldruma. That's the right one for today. Apologies for missing out on Sunday. I didn't get home till 2 a.m., so that sucked. But we are back on normal schedule for the foreseeable future. I actually just got my next schedule for the dance competition, and Sunday is free completely. So I'm super ecstatic about that. Reminder, we do have Crit Your Pants on Twitch as channel points. You can spend them on the next natural 1 or natural 20. A card is pulled, and the user who pulls it, or the user that rolled that, will get it. No matter what or who it is, they're going to get it. Traka, you have a Fates card. I will get to that in just a second. We are working on merchandise. It's kind of dark because I did have to move my office, and I've not set up lighting yet. But we have beanies, which I'm actually wearing. Super fucking comfortable. We have a gator that I don't think we're going to sell because it just does not work right. But we have face masks. And these face masks, it's blurry, but it's not blurry in real life. They have our logo, and it basically looks like our logo here with Laugh Out Lore. They're actually super nice, very good quality, and they are elastic with clips on them, so you can actually adjust the tightness on your head. Because I know some people have issues with elastic pieces on their ears, so this is actually super helpful. But it was bugging mine until I found that clip, and I was able to adjust it. Don't have pricing yet. I'm working on a couple other products. Got some shirts coming down. Thinking about releasing some hats as well, some regular hats. So stay tuned. It isn't going to be in the next couple weeks, but I'm hoping to have everything priced out. We need to have a discussion on some of these things, but it should be very soon. So keep an eye out for that. I will have information on our Twitch stream to automatically be published through. Yes, flat bill snapbacks are going to be an item, bhump89. I'm actually already in the process of building it out. I got to design it in their product tools. So another one I'm working on is shit, I don't remember now. But I'm working on something else someone else requested. So like I said, keep an eye out. We're going to have the regular LOL logos. We're also going to have the pirate versions. So we're going to have both of those. They're going to be fucking fantastic. I'm legit excited about these. I'm a beanie person. Most of the beanies that I've ever worn are kind of woven or, super thick. These aren't as thick, so they're great for summer wear. They're made of cloth, and most printed things, you can kind of feel like the crease of the print. These you cannot. So I'm super excited about them. Really good quality. And we only want the best for you guys. So stay tuned. If you do have any product suggestions, let us know in the chat and we'll write them down because we're always looking for more stuff to do. I know some of us are actually working on creating dice. So we have to play through them, see how well they work, see what designs we can do. But if we can get that would be fucking sweet because it would just be awesome. I think that's no B-hump, no underwear. I'm sorry. I free ball. So, banana hammocks. Yeah. All right. With that, let's get started. Mankinis. Yes. Last we left off, we had Traka by himself just in front of some kind of water something. He's never really seen it before. He didn't get quite a good look at what pulled Dragoon under before, but it is the same for you all. It is the same creature as what Dragoon got pulled under with. Seemingly exactly the same one, so maybe there's some tunnels that they're unaware of. The guy that Traka tried to threaten and get more information from left Traka to defend himself against that, and then saw the other guys in the hallway. With that, we're actually going to go straight to Traka. We do have a couple guys out tonight. One person's going to be a little late. Bjork is not going to be in tonight, so I'll be playing his character for any battles. But role-playing wise, we have Malak, myself, Dragoon, and Traka. Sharkbait will be here soon. So, Traka, in front of you stands this gurgling mass. It's about 12 foot tall, but it's not super wide. It's basically coming out of a water pool, and you can kind of just see like the water just moving about inside of it, or something at least is moving around inside of it. What would you like to do?
I'm going to reach in my candy bag, and I'm going to pull one out, and I'm going to throw it towards whatever this creature is. Try and like...
Okay. That's interesting.
Get it to absorb it or whatever.
Before we do that,
what happens.
Let's go ahead and do your Fates card just in case it's needed. So give me just a sec.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, that's I did not plan for that. Go ahead and roll a D100 for me, Trucka. Oh, that's not the right one.
65.
All right. So this is for the Fates card. Apologies, I have a smaller workspace right now.
I already have a fate card.
I think you're allowed to have one good, one bad. So if this is better or worse, or if this is better on the good or the bad, you can just replace it. Brian, he did dump out all the candy at first, but then we kind of backtracked because he would have known that would have destroyed the bag. So we did time travel a little bit and went back. So he did not destroy the bag or dump all the candy. The candy is regenerated every dawn. All right, and you said what was the number?
65.
Okay, cool. Ooh. It's red. This card may be played against you by the GM at any time for the following effect. A negative D12 after making a skill or an attack roll.
Fuck.
So is this better or worse than your last card?
I have a good one, so...
Okay, so this one I will keep here. Go ahead and roll a dexterity check to throw the piece of candy, just to make sure. It's going to be super, super low fucking DC, because he's right in front of you.
That's an 8.
Okay. That would pass, but he is going to use his fate against you. Still passes. He got a 1. Okay, so you throw the piece of candy in. Go ahead and roll a D100 for the candy.
$17.
All right, what flavor is it?
Do I have that chart?
Yeah, if you click into your candy bag, it should tell you what the what number 17 is.
It is blueberry flavored.
Ah, so you actually see like the candy itself was white, but as it gets absorbed in, he has no mouth to speak of, but it starts dissolving instantly like it was being eaten. And you see he's semi-transparent, but then he starts to, like, you see this candy start dissolving and just blue comes all around. And then you see the blue just start heading towards maybe where his face would be. And then out of just random pieces of his maybe face sprouts feathers. And they just keep sprouting and keep sprouting and keep sprouting and keep sprouting. And all of a sudden you see him like just blow water everywhere, and the feathers just poof, and he sinks back into the hole.
I'm just gonna laugh because I think that's pretty hilarious.
Awesome.
Like, did you guys see that?
Are you fucking kidding me?
What do you want to do?
I think I turned him into a chicken. I want to look around and see what's going on.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure where I'm at. And
Yeah, you look around. You're in a room full of alcoves. I believe you searched the alcoves like as soon as you walked in because you were super sneaky. If I remember correctly, you did find some gold.
yes,
Yeah.
I think that's what I have written down.
Yep. So there's not much else. You do see. Let's see. You saw some different notes that you collected as well from the chapel. So really, I mean, in here, there's not much else. You do see there's only one exit, and that's the way you came in, which is also the way that the guy left.
So nobody's hurt right now. Dragoon is up.
You're
could-
still in the room. You can walk out of the room if you'd like.
Is there anything I could loot or anything in here? Or
Nope. You already looted. You got
Empty.
that strong. You got the 375 worth of gold from here.
okay, I'm gonna just roll stealth and sneak back out.
All right. Go ahead and roll stealth.
A 19.
Okay, noted. So you sneak back into the main room. You actually, all this happened very quickly. You were able to push out or have the guy grow feathers, the monster grow feathers and disappear very quickly. And as you walk out, you're only the guy that was in there and started walking out's only about halfway through to the other entrance because he's about where the chapel was. He's kind of standing on the big red rug. And you hear him actually point back and say, "Take care of them too," and then walk straight towards the entrance that you guys have not gone to yet.
Am I behind him?
You are about 120 feet from him.
And he's going through a door.
He is on his way. He is not quite there yet.
I'm gonna pull out my short bow.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try and take him out. He seems to be a leader, and if I remember right, I let him go.
You did let him go.
So yeah, I'm just gonna shoot him in the back of the head.
Okay. Roll to hit.
It's a 16.
16 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's 5 damage.
With that, I need everyone to roll initiative. And I will go ahead and roll Bjork's.
Ooh, I rolled 2 16s.
Ooh. Oh, Bjork rolled a 9.
Didn't I have a card for this?
Okay.
Oh, that was the other one.
Okay, Dragoon.
5.
Malak. What was that? Sorry, you were breaking up.
Oh no, you're Beyond's kind of being a pain in the butt for me right now. Just give me 1 second.
Okay. Oh, I got to roll for him too. Do.
Pants.
Okay, here we go. 19 plus 1 for 20.
Okay. All right. All right, so Malak, you're up. You actually see in front of you. You don't see Traka, but you see an arrow fucking just whiz by and just knock him in the back, almost like dead center shoulder blade on his left side, and you hear him shout out in pain. What do you want to do?
Let me look at my spells real quick. Used up all my second levels. Except for I'm going to cast invisibility on myself.
Okay. You go invisible. Just remember, if you do any action or do any spell, your invisibility goes away.
Okay. And then let me look. How far away from this dude did you say I am?
You are about 60 feet from him.
I want to move my full 30, I believe I have. Yeah,
Okay.
I want to move my full 30 walking speed to the dude.
Okay. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's a not one.
That triggers the crit your pants set by Gooey or Monk. So, Anthony, draw a crit your pants fail. Are you there, Anthony?
Roll a d4, Alex.
Fuck. Give me 1 second. That's a 1. Rolling great.
Your next 2 attacks deal minimum damage.
Okay. Not horrible. I've seen worse. I will note that.
So what exactly does that mean? That I'm just
1 plus your modifier when you land a hit.
Yep.
okay? Okay, works for me.
All right. You fall. As you kind of walk across, you get exactly at the end of your turn, your end of your movement speed, and you just drop 5 feet into a pit of spikes.
Fuck.
You take. I'm actually going to lower this because your shell is pretty tough, so I'm factoring that into it.
Okay.
But you still take 12 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Not horrible.
Yeah.
All of you see this fucking this carpet just fall inward on top of Malak, and you don't see him anywhere. The rug, like it obviously went down with him, but it's still quite long. So now it's just like a skewed, and there's this giant fucking pit in the middle of the floor. I'm gonna guess that ends your turn.
My turn.
Yeah. All right. Next, Traka. You would not have seen Malak fall in from your viewpoint, but if you get closer, if you moved your full movement speed, you probably would be able to see the pit in the floor.
Would I have heard him call out from falling?
Yeah. Make a perception check.
23.
Yeah, you definitely heard him scream out.
Okay, I'm gonna look and see. I'm gonna move over there and help him out of the hole.
Okay. You will have to go unstealthed for that.
That's fine.
Okay, so he is. What is your full movement speed? Is it 30 feet?
Pretty sure it's just 30 feet.
Okay, so 30. You can go 60 feet, and that's kind of where you stop. If you have 2 attacks per action, this isn't by the rules, but this is just the way I play it. If you have 2 attacks per action, you could probably move another 30 feet if you would like.
I don't. I just have the bonus
Okay.
punch attack.
Yeah, so you're about 60 feet from the hole. You were pretty far back. But you definitely see the hole now.
I'm still not to him.
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
If you have a bonus action, you can still use a bonus action.
Am I 60 feet closer to the guy I shot with the arrow?
Yes, you are exactly 60 feet from him.
I'm gonna put Hunter's Mark on him.
Perfect.
That'll be my bonus action.
Awesome. With that, it is his turn. He turns around, obviously hurt from the arrow, and snarls in your general direction because you did dash to get 60 feet. He definitely heard you coming. But then he looks towards the pit and smirks. He is going to... He is going to cast Mage Armor on himself. And run his full movement towards the other door, which is only 30 feet.
Towards me?
No, towards the other door. So, Dragoon, just to set scenario, because I didn't build a map for this,
Yeah.
you're looking straight ahead, and it's basically a T. You have that long red rug, right, where
Okay.
Malak just fell through. That went to the chapel where Traka went originally. And
Okay.
then outside of that, you have your left and your right. The Traka just came from the right. So he's actually running towards the left.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's all he can do. So he's just running. From your standpoint, Traka, you would actually see him. He is about 60 feet from the door. And now 90 feet from you. It is now Bjorik's turn. Bjorik seeing, probably laughing at Malak, just to be completely honest. He knows that Malak got hurt because he heard the scream, so he is going to run up there as well. And he is going to drop down some rope to Malak and try to pull him up. So as a free action, Malak, I'm going to say you grab onto the rope, and then Bjork's going to try to pull you out.
Okay.
But he does not succeed with a 6. So he's just... On your turn, Malak, you will have advantage on trying to get out. Because you do
Okay.
have the rope. But that is Bjork's for a full turn. So, Dragoon, you're up.
How far am I from said guy?
You are... Now I have to do more maths because he moved. 60. He's about 80 feet from you.
Seeing as I can see Bjork run up and try to help
Yes.
Malak.
Yes, you can.
Okay. I'm going to book my 30 feet up past them.
30 feet will get you to the edge of the pit.
Okay. And then I want to chuck my... Now, we said I could throw 2 daggers, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have,
I want
they
to
have
chuck.
ranged.
I want to chuck the 2 daggers at him.
What's the range on them? Just to confirm.
60.
Yeah, you can definitely chuck both of them. Go ahead and roll to hit.
15 and an 18.
Both hit.
Sweet. Okay, and that's 18 points of damage.
That's for both of them.
Yeah, that's combined together. Let's see.
He's hurt. You see, and you see these fucking almost ethereal daggers, and just fucking nail him in the other shoulder blade, and then the other one, and just hits him right in the fucking spine, and he kind of like not quite falls, but he is fucking hurt.
And then for the bonus action, I want to scream, "Get back here, pussy!"
All right. With that, it is Malak's turn again.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So I don't know if you guys noticed, I'm pretty fucking hurt right now.
Only
Heal
Bjork,
yourself,
only
you'll be
Bjork would
fine.
know this.
Ass burst into a pit of spikes. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my wild shape and turn into an ape.
Okay.
Because I want to get the fuck out of here. I could turn into something flying, but I also need to be combat ready, I feel.
Before you turn, I just want to remind you, when you do turn, you're basically just going to fall right into the pit again. Because your shape changes drastically.
Okay, let me look at a what my wild shape can turn me into right now.
Okay.
It might be able to help me in this specific instance. I'd say flying would probably be my best bet.
Is that a bonus action?
Yeah.
So if it were me playing, and this is just general advice, I would try to pull myself out first and then wild shape. Because pulling yourself out is an action, then you still have your bonus action to use.
Okay, so I would assume Bjork can hold quite a bit of weight if he's just holding the rope, right?
Yeah. That's why you have advantage.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead then and throw my strength to climb out.
All right. Strength. Actually, let's do with athletics.
Athletics, okay. Pretty solid. That's a 14.
14. Is that with advantage?
Oh, hold on. My bad. Yeah, that's with advantage. It's 14.
Okay,
14's
that is enough. That is exactly what you needed. So you do struggle a bit, but you're like, like you're starting to sweat, but you do get your leg over and you're able to stand up. You have your full 30 feet now, and you have your bonus action.
Okay. So first, I would like, since how far away is this dude?
He is about from this point. He is about 40 feet from you, from the pit. I'm gonna assume that when you got up, you were kind of on the side, like in front of Bjork, so it's a little closer.
So I'm gonna pick up a rock, and I'm gonna huck the sumbitch. I can throw from 25 to 50 feet. I'm gonna huck it at the sumbitch.
Okay, roll to hit.
So that is a +5.
Do you have a rock readily available, or do you have to pick one up?
No, it just says rock. I didn't know this on Beyond before. If I go into my extras tab, I can add my stuff for my wild shape for what I traditionally use, so I don't have to look it up constantly. And it just says +5 to hit. It doesn't really.
Oh, did you turn into an ape or something?
What's that?
What'd you turn into?
An ape.
Oh, okay. That's why I was like, where is this rock coming from? Cool.
Yeah. No, I used my bonus action once I got top 2.
Perfect.
Turn into an ape.
You do get minimum damage, so what's the plus modifier?
So it's 1d6 +3.
So he takes 4 points of damage.
Is that enough to knock him out?
No. It isn't. But you do peg him in the fucking head.
Oh. And then making sure.
Now,
Oh, no. Too bad he's not right up close to me. I could have got my 2 attacks out of the way. That's all I can do.
all right. Cool. Chaka, you're up. You might be on mute, Chaka. Did we lose him? Oh, there you
I'm
are.
60 feet from this guy?
You
Still?
are 60 feet, yes.
I am going to move 15 feet closer.
Okay.
I'm going to try and shoot him with my bow again.
Okay.
Uh, 19 to hit.
Hits.
Is 8 damage from me.
Yeah, he is fucked up. You actually
And
knock
I've
him down.
been forgetting, but Walter is also with me, and Walter can attack.
And you have your hunter's mark. Did you do your hunter's mark damage?
I did do the hunter's mark damage, but I'm gonna say Walter is gonna fly up there and try and bite him.
All right, go Walter.
It's an 11. That probably
Does
misses.
not hit.
Well, actually, I don't know if Walter would have been able to get close enough. He only has 30 feet of fly speed.
Then he would not have been able to. He can get 30 feet closer.
He's just going to fly 30 feet closer and kind of hover.
All right, cool. Sounds good. Now it's his turn. He's going to turn around after getting pegged in the fucking head and look at all of you. And he's kind of sizing you guys up. And he looks around. He smiles again, though he is bleeding profusely. He's actually starting to pale a little. The blood just almost immediately soaking into his robe. It's kind of weird, but you feel like the moss and the mildew is just absorbing this life liquid of his. He is going to turn around and cast Phantasmal Force at I would say Walter, since he's the closest. I need Walter to make a wisdom save.
Can you say that name one more time of that spell?
Phantasmal Force.
Okay.
Let me look up his wisdom stats really quick.
While we're waiting on that, a reminder, use your channel points to enable Crit My Pants or Fates cards. Those are the two favorites where you can control part of the game by providing someone either a bonus or a not-so-good bonus. Also, merchandise is coming. Love the hat.
That's a 9 on the wisdom save for Walter.
All right. Walter, you're not really sure what's going on like at Walter, but he is just screeching at the top of his lungs and immediately falls to the floor and starts writhing in pain. In Walter's eyes, an octopus just shot out at him and wrapped himself around. He takes 4 points of psychic damage.
You don't fuck with my homeboy's monkey.
And then he's going to run an additional 30 feet towards the door. So he is right at the door that he was running towards.
Son of a bitch. How dare you hurt my monkey?
All right. That ends his turn. It is now Bjork's turn. Standing at the edge of the pit, he's going to look around. I thought he had he does have a crossbow. Why isn't it equipped? All right, I'm going to equip this for him.
It's Bjork.
I know, but I thought he had it equipped for some reason, but I guess not. He is exactly 80 feet from Bjork, which is actually the exact range that he needs. So he's going to load up a bolt and fire. Using
Does
the
he
new
get
dice.
advantage because Malak's near him?
Malak is not near him.
Oh.
I'm going to use the dice that Anthony sent to me, pink and silver. Beautiful dice. Beautiful dice. And it rolls really well.
Dude, those are some sexy dice.
Oh, yeah, it rolls really well. A 22 to hit definitely fucking hits. So he's going to roll a D8 plus 2. Takes 4 damage. And Gillis Laventine crumples onto the ground, dead.
Are we out of combat?
You are now out of combat.
I want to run up and lob his head off.
Okay. Yeah, you can easily do that. I will say,
I'm gonna run over to Walter and get him calmed down and whatnot.
As soon as you see him fall, or as soon as Gillis falls, Walter stops writhing around. Like that, the spell just immediately ends for him.
Give him head scratches and say, "Good job, buddy.
Perfect.
Trying to get him and help." And yeah.
And then
Give him some
Dragoon, I
peanuts.
need a medicine check from you, please, just to make sure you know where to cut.
Are we still across the pit from him?
Yeah. Dragoon just ran up. You're out of combat, so you guys can
19?
move up. Oh yeah, plenty. You're able to just run up and just lob off his head.
And I'm just going to hold it and look at it and be like, don't you dare touch my homeboy's monkey. I'm going
And
to
his
hold on to
death
his head.
throes, and you know how chickens run around with their heads chopped off. His body's going to twitch when you say that, and his eyes are going to blink one final time.
I'm going to stab his body in the heart when it twitches, and I'm just going to look him dead in the eyes.
Awesome.
So he's the last thing I see before he finally dies. Then I'm going to loot his body.
All right.
Emperor.
On him, you find a damaged staff. And then the robes and stuff that he was carrying, you can take them, but you probably won't get much from them. Everything is just old and mildewy and just
Yeah, I'm leaving
raunchy.
it. I'm not even taking it.
Malak, draw a Fates card, a D100 from you, please. The staff that you collect, it's kind of weird. You didn't notice it because he was kind of far away, but he has dead rats tied to it.
That's great. 14.
A 14. All right.
I'm going to repeat to Bjork, do not come over here.
Bjork turns around and says, "Why?" And
Don't.
starts walking towards you. And
I'm going to stand in front of the body and be like, no reason.
you're holding the staff, so he definitely sees it.
Oh, and I'm holding his head.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, you looted his body, so you're holding a staff and a head.
Yep. Kind of just standing there like
Bjork looks at you and he goes, "Oh, that's a cool head. You know,
toss of the stick.
cool." You're tossing him the stick?
No, I tossed the stick off to the side so
Oh,
he doesn't notice it's
okay.
in my other hand.
Okay. I thought you were tossing it to him. Yeah. He looks around and goes, "Anything good on that body?"
No, nope, just his head.
Malak. Fate's red. Your
Ooh.
next advantage, or you have disadvantage on your next skill or attack roll.
All right.
Man, you're getting picked on today, Malak.
Really,
Dragoon
truly.
has a fate card now.
Oh, snap. All right, Dragoon.
Wait, what? Who just get?
That was
Mother
Alex.
God
Fate's
damn
card.
it. All right.
Let's see what you get.
It's that one and this one. 3.
Oh, okay. I'm going to shuffle again.
I literally got 0 and 3.
You have good fortune, good sir.
Woo!
You can turn a successful hit against you into a miss, or turn a natural 20 into a normal hit.
Oh, I'm gonna swap that out for my other one.
All right, make note.
So
you can
make
make an attack miss, or you can make a natural 20 a normal attack.
Miss
Against you. You can't do that towards anyone
or
else.
nat 20 to normal hit. All right. Good.
That's
I
a
could
pretty
have
good
used
one.
that
Yeah.
a little while ago.
You do find a couple other notes that he kind of stashed away when you're searching his body. They kind of refer to, like, they're all signed as Lord Mayor of Greyhaven, Gilles Lavertine. It's Gilles Lavertine. You find you kind of read through these notes, and now that you guys are kind of open, in the open, they're kind of ravings of a madman. He writes. He has a column for his disciples, and there are just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of marks. But looking around, all you see are the people that were playing cards and him. Where these other things are, you have no idea. But you do see 2 of the marks scratched out, which matches the number of rats he had on his staff.
I want to throw something on this, but I don't even know what.
What are you trying to discern?
What the fuck he was thinking?
Roll an insight check.
All right. Dirty 20.
Not knowing him very well, in fact, you just met him, but looking around the surroundings, looking at his tattered clothing, you could probably tell that he's been down here a long time. And he probably, the marks that he has written down versus the tallies that are kind of crossed out, matching with the staff that you saw, and definitely saw the two rats tied to them. You could probably discern that he counted all the rats in this sewer area as his disciples. Definitely not a sane person at all. He did, like, in some of his writings, it kind of explains, I will become Lord Mayor of Greyhaven. I am the rightful heir. I'm the true ruler of this city, and you have everyone will rue the day that I step out of the sewers. But realistically, like, a bunch of scribbles are between all this, and at the end, it's like, I can't go. Just repeated over and over and over until it's run out of paper. You flip it over, and that entire side 2 is just, I can't go, just repeated constantly. This was not a sane person.
I'm just going to look at everyone and be like, this guy was fucked. And now I got his head.
You do. And his staff is laying on the floor, on the ground.
It around. Why is it laying on the floor?
Because you threw it on the floor.
No, I threw the staff on the floor.
That's what I said. Yeah, no. The staff is on the floor.
Okay.
Would I see the staff on the floor?
You would. Everyone would.
You don't
I would
want the
like to
staff
pick
on
it
the
up.
floor.
All right. You pick up a damaged staff. You will need someone to identify it to find out what it is, or you can equip it yourself and see what happens.
right now, I'm not going to equip it, but I'll put it in my inventory that as a damage staff.
Okay. Put Gills, Gilles, damaged staff.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at Draka and ask him. So, which way should we go now?
Finish searching down here. We gotta find this orb we're looking for.
Okay, well, which way have you searched already?
That way, let's go through this door he was about to.
All
right.
Awesome.
Can
I
I
was
tie
going to
his
say,
head up with some rope and like tie it to my waist, tie it to the side of my waist?
Okay.
Brandon, once we get up to the direction we're going, I'd like to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
I'm gonna peek the door, just try and sneak it open a little and see if I can see anyone on the other side.
Perfect. Go ahead and roll stealth for me, Traka. How far does Detect Magic reach, Malak?
This one shows for 30 foot.
Does it say
That's a
anything?
6.
Okay. Does it say anything about walls or wood or flooring or anything if it's limited?
Yeah, so it says it's blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay. You immediately get a ping through the door, but it's kind of like it's blurred, which means having knowledge of this arcane magic, you know when it's kind of blurred. There's something there, but you can't really tell. And Traka, as you start pulling open this door, it is heavy. More heavy than what you would have expected. I need you to make a strength check for me.
And when after he's done with his strength check, I would like to kind of tell them that I do see something with a magical aura ahead of us.
You can do it right
9.
now before he actually opens.
Okay.
That way he, because he kind of tried to like sneak it and it didn't work, and then you cast Detect Magic, so you can immediately tell them after what you see.
Okay, so I do want to tell them immediately that I do see a faint magical aura. Just kind of describe to him exactly what I saw when I casted that spell.
Awesome.
Mm.
So Traka, I will let you either re-roll what you rolled for strength or determine what you want to do.
I'm just gonna push the door open, and that's a nat 1.
All right. You are not able to open this door. It is quite heavy.
Yeah, fuck that door. Not this way. Turn
Sharkbait,
around and
thanks for joining. I apologize I didn't see you come in.
Oh, you're good. Come here,
Can
Gabe.
I
You want up?
try opening this door?
Yeah, go ahead. Traka, as you're pulling on this door to open, Dragoon, roll a strength check.
To help Dragoon.
Nat 20 plus 3.
Disregard, he's got this shit.
All right, Dragoon walks up and he says, "It's a push, not pull," and he just pushes the door.
fuck you.
Fuck you too, good sir. Let's go through.
Looking in, Malak, how long does Detect Magic last?
Just let me check real quick. Concentration up to 10 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay. As soon as this door opens, you see like an object almost door-shaped against the wall. Looking around, you see a mostly collapsed chamber used to just store supplies. There's some rope laying around, some dirty old rags, stuff like it. Just commonplace supplies. If you guys need to resupply any normal supplies, you can here. So this is anything you could get at a general store, except for weaponry. So ball bearings, because these guys are thieves. Stone or ropes. Anything you guys kind of need, just let me know, and I'll tell you if it's here or not.
I would
Alchemy
like
balls?
any type of crafting utils.
There are no tools in this, but you do see like a bunch of splintered wood on the floor, Sharkbait, that you could probably collect so you can whittle it.
I'll take that.
Cool. Just write down like 10 pieces of broken wood. And then Dragoon, you were looking for what?
Alchemy vials.
There are no alchemy vials here. You would need, or this probably wasn't the best place for it, but you do see 2 vials of filled. You don't find any empty, but you find 2 vials that are filled. They are kind of a greenish liquid.
I'm gonna take both of them.
All right, Traka, what are you doing in here?
I'm gonna look for any like snares or
Okay. Go ahead and
traps or anything like that.
make an investigation check.
That's another nat 1. I don't find shit.
Yeah, you're looking around and you see something on the floor, and you are determined that this is something. So you start poking around at it, trying to figure out how to disarm this trap that you're for sure know is there. You all look around, and Sharkbait, you collect the pieces of wood, which and then Dragoon, you kind of have the vials. I need everyone except for Traka to roll an investigation in this room. Oh, I'm sorry, perception, not investigation.
Oh, then I need to re-roll. I don't believe this. Nat 20.
Nice. Looking around, you see almost a doorway, but it's not quite a doorway. But surrounding it is 2 stone statues. One is of a young man, and one is of a young woman. And they're kind of holding their arms up, and like that arm raised together kind of makes up that doorway or that archway. With that perception roll, you also see there is dust everywhere in this room except for right in front of this door. Looking around, you see not quite cracks, but almost shifted out of place by millimeters around that you can kind of just map out an entire door. And you look closely, and you see something underneath the dust. And you're not quite sure what it is, but it could be letters.
Can I blow it off and investigate it?
You can.
Blow it.
I need you to roll just a d20 to blow.
15.
15. Okay. Yeah, you blow pretty hard. You think you did a great job with that blow job. And out comes a series of letters. I'm going to say them out loud, and then I'm actually going to put them into both the Twitch chat and our chat, so we're all on the same page. The first row says THEFO. The second row says ATHBA. The third is OLUND.
So these are like word scrambles. I'm sorry I missed that.
There are a series of letters. I'm putting them in the Twitch chat as well. And then the last line says ONL. Nope, sorry, ONELS. I'm going to put that into our chat as well. Under this, with that natural 20, you see a little icon. And the icon looks familiar. It's the same icon that you saw on the map of Tychus's, from Tychus.
Oh, got it.
I'm going to try to pull it up
over.
real quick, too. Hold on. So you guys can see it.
Okay, thank you. Because I'm trying to imagine that in my head.
So while I do that, go ahead with what you were saying.
I'm gonna call Draco over and like explain to everyone, what you told me, so that we're all on the same page.
Okay, perfect.
And can I throw a religion on those statues?
Religion or history, whichever you would like. Religion
Okay.
will only be for religion. History will be kind of a broader spectrum.
Okay, let's go history then.
Okay.
14.
The statues aren't really anything that they don't really jog anything in your head per se. I'm gonna share this on Twitch and Zoom, so our cameras will be offline for a few, but stick with us for a sec. All right, and then I got to do it on the stream so people can see.
It's the little flower, right?
In the main spot right there.
Yes, it is the flower.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Let's see. All right. So yeah, the icon that you see underneath, and it is minuscule. The only reason Dragoon sees it is because he rolled a natural fucking 20. The flowery design, and I'll highlight it here. Whoop. Is what you see in the corner.
I want to walk up to those letters that Dragoon was talking about.
Yeah.
Can I
Buy a vowel.
can I
Sorry.
touch the T in the first row?
Yeah. Nothing happens. You have a little smudge of dust on you.
Can I say the oath-bound ones out loud?
You can. A slight echo, but no, nothing.
I want to investigate the door more.
Okay. I need a. You did not see the outline of the door. Well, actually, no, you would have because Dragoon kind of pinpointed it out. I forgot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He called me over and.
Yep. Roll an investigation for me.
14.
Looking around, you do see that it has like slight crumbles, so it's definitely been used recently. You look down on the ground and you see the same dust, kind of like where the door definitely slides. You can't really see any latch mechanisms or anything.
Can I push on the door?
Yeah, roll a strength check.
21.
You push and push and push, and nothing happens.
Is there any like markings or anything around the statues?
No, but they are beautifully carven.
Are they dusty, like the rest of stuff?
Yes, so they have the same amount of dust as the rest of the room. So it doesn't look like they're really touched at all.
Would any of the notes I have any type of the writing? Can I investigate that? Can I like pull out his notes or whatever and like look through them to see if any of these words kind of match up?
The notes you have do not contain any of these combined letters. So
Okay.
you don't think that it's in that.
Is there any like footprints or smudges in the dust besides where Dragoon blew off those letters that would signify like a trigger or how other people are opening this door?
Make an investigation or Arcana check, whichever you prefer.
13.
Of investigation or Arcana.
They're both the same. We'll go Arcana.
Okay. These. What was it? You said 13.
Yes.
Looking through, you don't see any tracings, or I mean, you see the smudge that where you touched the tea, but you don't see any other smudges or any wipings besides what kind of Dragoon blew away with his blowjob. You do. I mean, it's very finely chiseled, but it's actually it's written in common, like in the map, but it's almost too uniform. Like it was not done by hand.
Those are the letters that we smudged off of the wall.
There's you touch the T. The T is still there. All the letters look like they're carved in, so they're like wiping them away won't or just you're just wiping inside the crevices.
Trying to figure out why the extra letters spell fall.
As you say the word fall, the door starts to swing open.
Go, Traka.
I got it, guys. The door's open.
Just kind of go, woo!
Yeah, so
You
the
got
the
it.
door starts to open, and it starts crumbling. Truck, I need a dexterity save from you.
I see how that worked now, Brandon. I've been trying to figure out that fucking puzzle and de-scramble, re-scramble.
Isn't that one, but I'm going to use my fate card and add a D10 to it
Okay.
to make it a 9.
Okay. Plus what?
4 is 13.
Oh, okay. Actually, that changes things. Yeah, so your 1 went to a 13, thankfully. You see the door crumbling, because you're right there, and you start to actually hear it crumble first. You're able to sidestep as 2 big chunks of the door fall away. Dragoon, I also need a dexterity check from you, or dexterity stand from you, please.
14.
Yeah, that's plenty as well. You're able to sidestep too. You kind of see Traka take a step back after saying fall, and he's like, oh, "Why does this have fall in it?" And all of a sudden, it goes, and the rocks just start falling down. The integrity of the actual archway, where the man and the woman stay perfectly intact, but the perfect shape of where their arms are, like there's no extra rock or dust on it at all, has just cleanly falls away and lays out in front of you guys in rubble. Behind it, you guys see a hallway.
I'm walking through it.
I need a wisdom saving throw from you, please.
Fucking course. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh.
I'm going
Wisdom?
with them, so I'll give you one too.
Woo! 21.
21. Okay.
21.
Okay.
Yeah.
Traka, this feeling, you feel like you're walking forever, and all around you the battlefield reappears, and instead of walking, you're running, but you're not running to the battlefield. You're running away from it, and in your mind this isn't right. I wouldn't run from battle. I would run to battle, and you're able to shake it off pretty quickly. And in front of you just lays a hallway. Dragoon, you walk through this doorway, and you walk in, and you see your master laying on his bed. And he looks at you, and he says, Dragoon, you disappoint me. I cannot pass on my legacy to you. I should have never took you on. let an old man die in peace, because you failed him. And you feel this rush of emotion come through you, but then you're like, this already happened. He gave me his ring. And you're able to shake it, but it kind of sticks to the back of your mind because his word, his approval, his image of you in his mind is so important to you. It takes another shudder, and you have to shake it off again, and in front of you lays a hallway.
Can I roll to see if I have a tear rolling down, like dropping off my face?
For sure.
Actually, after that, can we take our break real quick?
Yes, we can.
So that's a nat one. I
Yeah,
lose my
you
shit.
are bawling. And with that, we will be right back as we enter this hallway to see what happens.
Take him for me.
With that, we are back. Perfect timing, Anthony. Shit.
I almost spit my drink out on that one.
Yeah.
I was not ready.
I wasn't ready. All right. So, where we left off, you and Dragoon and Traka go through and see bits of their past but changed. Sharkbait, what are you doing? Oh, Sharkbait's still trying to connect to audio.
He was just connected.
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
I think
His internet.
Yeah, I wonder if his internet's down. Malak, what do you want to do? I know you're laying Little Man down, but if you can talk, you can.
Oh man, I'm still on 8 form, aren't I?
Yeah, you would, unless you dropped it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and drop my 8 form.
Okay.
Just because of the fact, we're out of battle now. I don't need to be all fucking AP and not very bright. So let me reload my Beyond on my phone real quick. And I'm hurting pretty bad. So I'm going to go ahead and use my last first level spell slot to cast Healing Word on myself.
All right.
So that's 1d4 plus 4. So for a total of 6 HP to recover.
Cool.
Fucking, I don't have any health potions.
Do you walk through the door?
Yeah, but I want to roll perception first before I go through the door.
Okay. Yeah, go roll perception.
So that would be for 9. I probably don't really know shit.
Looks like a hallway.
All right, I guess I'm gonna walk through the door.
All right. As you walk through, you bump into Traka and Dragoon.
Oh, dope.
What?
I'm muted. Hello?
Hey, I can hear you now.
I don't know how I got kicked out, but I'm back.
All right.
I'm also putting together a fish tank. I'm only like half here, just so you guys know.
Well, perfect time to walk through a trap door.
Let's do it! What do I roll?
Nothing. The trap was already sprung.
Okay, I just died.
No. The trap was sprung when Dragoon and Traka walked together.
Oh, through that hallway, and they rolled for wisdom?
Yep.
Okay. See, I'm paying attention. I'm just not at my phone or dice. But I can be if I need to.
Awesome.
Oh, Mom, you want to hit mute on that for me, please? Tap it.
Do you want, or
And then hit me.
anybody who wants to roll a perception check can roll a perception. Dragoon, yours is a disadvantage because you're bawling your eyes out.
I was going to say, I'm probably
19.
not even going to throw one because
Okay.
I'm just sitting there bawling my eyes out hearing those words. Like knowing not to believe it, but still, it hurt that bad. But yeah, I guess I'll throw it. We'll see. Ew.
All right, Traka, you said 19.
Yes, sir.
The hallway is about 15 feet long. Looking around, this is a very clean corridor, especially compared to what you were just in. This has been almost polished, but not quite. Far below the I guess from where you guys are, you don't know it's staircase yet. You see a faint glow towards the end of the hallway, but it's very faint.
I'm gonna go towards it.
All right. You walk through, and about 50, you're going around about 15 feet, and you see a spiral staircase, and it goes straight into the darkness.
Yep, I'm going.
Cool. Everyone else following?
Yeah.
All
Kind of
right.
wiping my eyes out.
Cool.
Right behind Draka, holding on to his jacket.
Okay. I'll allow it.
Dark Bay is following.
Perfect.
Same with Moloch.
Awesome. Bjork is just following along as well. You step down, and far below, almost faint as starlight, you see a small glow. From what you can see, it's the staircase kind of descends about 100 feet or so. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna go to the starlight. I'm just gonna. We need to find this orb, and we need to get to Findizzle. So I'm past the point of really dilly dallying. I'm gonna keep getting to this light. I just want to get what we're looking for. Get out of this place.
Awesome. All right, so
Being
you
down here.
you kind of just start walking down the stairs. It doesn't take you long, a couple minutes, but as you get closer, the glowing gets brighter, and it's becoming more of a silver light. At the bottom of the stairs, you kind of look down and you see a stone chamber, barely 6 feet tall. Traka and Dragoon, Bjork, and Sharkbait, being a tall fucking Arukra, kind of have to bend down. It's about 15 feet wide and about 30 feet long. Roll a perception check for me, all of you.
23.
Ooh, nice.
20.
Nice.
Unnatural 20.
Nice.
This
Good
is
rolls.
perception, right?
Yep.
Okay, yep.
Moloch,
What was that, Malak?
8.
Okay. Malak, you don't really see much, but the rest of you looking around, you see the walls are made of black basalt, and it is polished, and polished to a high shine at that. It's weird when you look around. It just looks ancient. Maybe even never been touched. Like, it is that polished. You see no streaks. You see no dirt. You see, like, you could normally see smudges from people even just cleaning, but there's not even that. At the back of the room, there's a stone pedestal. On the pedestal rests an orb about 5 inches in diameter that glows with a pure silvery light like a full moon.
I'm gonna go grab it.
Okay. As you start walking towards it, you kind of walk through these. Almost as you're taking steps, they're kind of like materializing. You didn't see them before, and on each side of you is larger than life statues of robed figures. And as you continue walking, you're noticing that they're all facing each other. And you don't notice it at first because you don't see them. But as you're walking, you're looking around. They all face each other, 5 feet apart. Each one is clutching a black stone halberd, as if they're prepared to defend the glowing orb.
I'm gonna stop before I grab the orb. Is
Okay.
it just the end of the room here, and then there's a wall behind me?
Yeah, pretty much. So this is just basically like a rectangle-shaped room. All these statues are kind of like hovered around it, right? Kind of facing it, ready to go. There are no other exits.
You said there's 5 of these statues that look like knights with halberds.
They are robed, so not quite like knights so much, but they are 8 of them. 4 on each side.
I want to go around since I see these, and I'm motion to the guys, and I'm just gonna start tying their legs together with some rope.
Okay.
Follow along.
So this way that if they do move, when I grab this thing, they'll fall down, and it might buy us a little bit of
I like
time.
it. I like it. Yeah.
I'm gonna tie it around one, and then go down the rope and tie it
Like
to
they're
the
all
next
tied
set
together?
of feet. Yes.
Okay, so they're about 5 feet apart on one side. So each side they're 5 feet apart there. So you'd need 20 feet of rope. No, actually, probably around 30 feet of rope total for each side.
I have that.
Perfect. Awesome.
And I want to pose a question since he thinks it's a dragon orb. I want to ask him, should I pick it up since I'm part dragon?
I don't know yet. Just let's finish tying these guys off and see what happens.
Yep. And I help him tie off.
With advantage, I need Traka to just roll a general. Fuck, I don't even know. Like intelligence check? No. Survival.
Would it be
Let's just go
survival?
survival. Yeah.
It is a dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. You tie it off really well. In fact, you save about 5 feet of rope on each side. So add 10 feet of rope back to you. They are well tied up.
I want to look at Trocadero and tell him, I want one of those halberds.
Grab one.
I'm afraid if I grab one, they'll move.
I'm betting you that touching that shiny thing over there is what makes these guys move. Because
So
we
I
just
wanna
tied
walk-
them up, and they didn't do anything. So
So I want to walk up and I want to just kind of like poke at it with my finger, so my finger touches it
Mhm.
and
Okay.
see if anything happens.
I need you to roll a perception check.
$16?
Yeah, you touch it and nothing seems to happen. They are very much stone, including
Does
the
it wi-
halberds. Yeah, they're all carved together.
Does it wiggle?
Nope.
I want to grab it with one hand and try and pull it out to see if it'll move.
Okay, roll a strength check. I'll say since you're are you like going full force, or are you like one hand
At first,
1 foot?
one hand, like where he's gripping it, I'm gonna
Okay.
grab it right there and I'm gonna lift straight up
Oh, okay,
to see
okay,
if
okay.
it moves.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not pulling or anything. I'm lifting straight up. I
Okay.
don't want to break it. I want it.
All right.
And that was a strength.
Yep.
So that's a 19.
Does not budge.
I'm gonna look at Traka and be like, you want to help me? As I put my second hand around it and get ready to pull
I
up.
think it's all one piece. I'm gonna take my little short sword out, or no, my staff, and I'm just gonna smack the arm and try and break it off.
As I'm pulling up,
So he can have the pole axe that he wants.
Is this your staff that you had made?
Yeah, the metal one.
Okay. Roll a strength check. Just see how hard you hit it.
21.
These stones are solid.
ooh,
And hitting the stone statue with your staff, you hear a loud crack. But you look at the stone and it's not fractured. You see a line going through your staff. It is not broken, but it is cracked.
I'm taking this fucker back. This is bad blacksmithing.
Now,
I'll be a
They
witness to it.
overheated it.
This is the 3-piece one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wood, metal, chain, metal, wood, metal, chain, metal, wood.
I thought it was.
Oh.
No,
Metal all
it
the
wasn't
way
all.
through?
No, it wasn't metal all the way through. So that may change your thought process on that, I guess.
Well, at least it's a piece of wood. It is fixable. It's
Yeah, that
one
wood.
section,
I
right,
thought
that
it
has
was.
a crack in it.
I thought it was all metal.
Steel.
I would
Or metal all
actually
the way
equip
through.
my short sword and slash with that.
Oh,
then.
okay. But the same strength check?
Yes.
Sharp edge. I would say you dig into it not very much, like a couple of centimeters. It chips away. But this is solid fucking stone. There is no give to anywhere in this. It is all one piece.
Hey, Sharkbait, you got your hammer handy?
And what about your divine smite?
I can make it handy.
Can you
I can make it.
whack this arm with your hammer? See if maybe you can knock it off of there. Dragoon wants this axe.
Deal.
I gotta
I want to try.
I got to replace my great axe. It's
What do I need to roll
fractured.
for, Brandon?
Strength.
Strength. What is that noise?
Mm.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, guys. 10 plus, what is it, strength?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what my strength is. 1 second. Oh, that's Star Wars. Strength is. Oh, it was on the first page. 12 altogether.
As per usual when using your hammer, you go and hit it, and it just kind of glances off. It definitely made impact, but it wasn't a surefire hit. Yeah, nothing really happens.
Oh,
I don't get a halberd. This sucks.
Taking a closer look, Dragoon, it is literally all one piece. It's not halberd separate from the statue. It is all one piece of stone.
I want all the poop and stuff in you too.
What?
I feel like this thing would be heavy as fuck if you were to break it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel too.
And you
I'm
would
just
have
gonna
you would
look-
have to carve it out, essentially.
Oh yeah. All right. I'm just gonna look at Trog and be like, well, we tried. I guess I'll
Okay.
try and get my great axe fixed, or buy a new
I
one.
told you.
Something.
All right.
What do you want to do about this orb, there, buddy?
I think you're on mute.
I'm gonna walk over to the orb and I'm guessing I would have an extra shirt in my pack. I don't really know though. No, probably not. I'm just gonna kind of open up the bag of holding and put it over the top of it and close it underneath the bottom
Okay.
so that the orb is in my bag of holding.
As you go to scoop it in, you're met with a force. And you can't quite get to it. You look and you're maybe a quarter of an inch away from this, but you cannot get past this thing. It does not allow you to get your hand through.
Hey, Malak, there's some magic going on up here. What do you think?
I'm assuming I see this. Can I throw an Arcana at it?
Yeah.
$24.
You would know this as a spell, but this is an unusual one because usually it only lasts 10 minutes. But this looks untouched for hundreds of years. You know the spell not by name, but you know it's basically an invisible wall that is surrounding this object.
And I'm repeating this so everyone knows. Can I
Is it on
investigate
like
the
a
room?
podium?
Right now, just the orb, like you can't get around like under the orb.
Is it on like just like a little end table?
Yeah,
basically
basically.
sitting in the
Yeah,
middle
pedestal.
of the room.
Yep.
Can I just pick that up?
Roll strength check.
19.
Try as you might, you cannot pick this thing up. Looking closer at the floor, it is carved into the floor and up, like it used to be a column.
Can I investigate the room?
Sure. Roll a history check.
18.
Looking around, you can tell this room has to date back to the day of the Dragon Wars. As you guys kind of are hovering over this area, over this orb, you remember the ceiling in the previous rooms and talking about how the dragons and the different the different regions were fighting, and this orb was able to stop them. So you know this room, at the end of the war, they hid away this orb, and likely they created this barrier of some sort as a protection from anyone just coming up and taking it. And as you're standing there, kind of remembering all of this, like a few seconds go by, and all of a sudden you hear, and you look around and you see some of the statues starting to turn towards you. You look at them, or you guys turn around, and in a deep rumbling tone, the stone statues closest to you say, We swore our lives to keeping the orb from evil hands. What oath do you swear that makes you worthy?
To not let the same mistake happen. To keep the orb
swore
safe.
an oath to defend the realm as captain of my division.
Roll, each of you who spoke out, roll a persuasion.
$18.
Okay.
7.
Okay. You don't really see any structural change in their faces, Dragoon or Traka. But you feel a sense of Dragoon, you feel a sense of understanding. They turn back towards each other. Almost like they're discussing, but you hear nothing. He turns back around, or they turn back around. The second statue starts talking. We swore our lives to ending the Dragon War. What oath do you swear that makes you worthy?
I swear to protect this world from evil, which is what we're trying to do. But if
I
we
swear
don't get this orb and they do, they will destroy us all.
I swear my life to the orb to not let it fall into the wrong hands and end the war.
Both of you make persuasion checks.
Oh, God.
15.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
Yes.
They turn back towards each other in silence again. You both feel a sense of understanding come over you.
Very understanding.
I want to hold Traka's hand.
The third
I'm gonna
set
pull out
faces.
my pocket and be like, "Hold this. I'm brooding."
Okay. The third set of statues turn toward you guys. We swore our lives to maintaining peace in all of Eldruma. What oath do you swear that makes you worthy?
Be just, honest, loyal.
I swore to my master to not be a horrible person and to have his legacy continue on and teach in Eldruma. I want to keep this world safe and continue what I promised him.
Or to help those who need it and those that are less fortunate.
All right, both of you make persuasion checks.
17.
13.
Traka, you feel a sense of understanding come over you. They turn back towards each other. And the last set of statues do not turn towards you and say, we swore our lives to destroying in peace that which we had created in war. What oath do you swear that makes you worthy?
I swear to follow my captain next to me in his rightful decision of what he makes.
Or to destroy in peace that which you made in war. I'm gonna do what I believe in my heart is right, and then live with the consequences of my actions.
You both feel a sense of understanding come across you. Immediately. Traka. You feel something come over you. Almost a warmth. You look down at your hands and you see them almost glimmer just ever so briefly as you feel this warmth surge through. What do you do?
Grab the orb.
Okay. You grab the orb.
Put it in my bag of holding.
All right. They all turn towards you. And a giant great bell rumbles through the stones themselves. A moment later, from the darkness, as all lights have went out and you can barely see in front of you, a yellow glow appears in the heart of the orb. And it's actually making your bag glow as well. And it's kind of weird that it's doing that because you know your bag is in a pocket dimension. So how is this filtering through?
Traka, pull it out.
I'm gonna reach in and grab the shiny thing out of the bag, and I'm just gonna like clutch it firmly in my fist. However
Got it.
hold the softball thing.
As you do, you feel this warmth just surge through you, and an understanding of what this orb can do. You now have the Orb of Dragon Souls. And the description is, this powerful artifact was responsible for ending the War of Dragons by forcing them to acknowledge the demands of humans, and I will send this in chat. By forcing them to acknowledge the demands of humans and their allies. So great was the potential of the artifact to undo the peace it was created, it was sealed away and guards put upon it. The orb grants the following powers to whoever holds it. Resistance to fire. Non-detection. That means the orb cannot and whoever is holding it be targeted by any divination magic. Dominate dragon. Once per day, this orb lets the bearer of the orb dominate a dragon they can see within 60 feet for the next 24 hours. This ability functions otherwise like the spell Dominate Monster, if you would like to look that up. The spell save
Can I
for that.
dominate Dragoon?
Dragoon is not technically a dragon.
Fuck.
But if you'd like to look it up, it's just Dominate Monster and has a spell save of 18. So the dragon would have to save on an 18. And it also has spells that can be cast from it. It has 7 charges total. And it regains 1d4 plus 3. And again, I'll send this all in chat. Charges each day at dawn. While the bearer of the orb... while bearing the orb, you can use this action... or use an action and spend 1 or more charges to cast one of the following spells. 4th level Bless costs 2 charges. Protection from Energy costs 1 charge. Revivify, which brings back dead, 4
Yes,
charges.
sir.
And Creation, 3 charges.
Ooh, what does creation do?
You'll have to look it up.
That sounds like an awesome spell.
We recall it is
All
pretty
right,
rad.
we got what we came for. Let's fuck off, boys. Thank you, statues. I'm gonna kind of do a little bow to them and head back.
As you bow, voices fill all of your heads, and it's all the statues speaking at once. If the location of this artifact were to become widely known, you would become the target of all who crave power, and all who seek to maintain their own power.
Do you have any words of wisdom on who we should trust and who we shouldn't?
You don't hear anything else.
We got to be careful, or you have to be careful with that thing.
I want to go back and talk to that lady.
The
in
druid.
the little magic forest.
Okay. As you walk out of this room, you look around and you feel or you guys all hear a, and you're standing in the forest where you entered the cave.
Like outside?
Yep.
I got the horse and the car. Well, no, we'd have to go back to camp, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I guess double time, boys. I don't even want to question this.
Are we going to go back to the druid?
We know where it's at. We can double back.
I
You
do.
want to go?
So what are you guys doing?
I'm going to tell him where I'm going. I'm going to Crosswell to
Okay.
meet Finn Dizzle.
All right. Dragon, what are you doing?
Again, don't feel like splitting up the party just because. I feel like, are we sure we can? Fuck it. Let's go, Captain.
Malak, Sharkbait?
Oh, I'm following along, baby.
All right.
I would like to take a nap, though.
You can
I'll
nap
go
on
along
the-
with you, sure.
Yeah, as
Sorry.
soon as we get there, I need a long rest.
All right. So you guys
I'm gonna
heading back
go.
to camp for the night? As you do look around, it is nighttime.
Yeah. Go
All right.
take a rest and pack up camp, get all our shit, and head out.
Perfect. With that, You guys take a long rest, and you have leveled up.
Ooh. Oh, and I get to fix my dexterity finally.
Now, I will say, just for the sake of, we still have like an hour left. We'll do the level ups during the first portion of this next chapter, per se. So go ahead and do that. If you do have any questions, ping it in the chat, and I'll answer it through the chat on your level up.
This is crazy. That orb.
So you guys take a long rest. Everybody heals up. I'm going to go ahead and do long rest for Bjork and Sharkbait's here, so he can do it himself, and Nylar, because he's not here.
I'm sorry, I don't even know what's going on. What'd you say?
Take a long rest, and you leveled up.
Awesome. Level up. Okay, I'll try to mark.
And then you can just do level up whenever you have time, Drake. Okay. So you guys, pack up camp and you start heading towards Croswell. I think was what I called it. It takes a little while. I mean, it's not super far away, and we're not going to make you go through the everyday thing again. But you guys are well seasoned by this point. Being on the road, you know what to kind of look for. So any dangers that you may come across can be seen pretty quickly. It's about a 7-day journey. So you can basically just start walking that way. You probably have to ask directions for it first, because you wouldn't be actually. Traka and Dragoon actually roll history checks for me.
11.
Okay.
History?
Yep.
16.
Say 16.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Dragoon, you know the way. You've heard of it before, and though you don't know the exact path, you know the general direction. Anyone you pass on the sides, you can kind of ask, "Hey, am I going the right way?" And you certainly are. Passing through, you see some camps on the way, and you kind of bunker down with a couple other stragglers that are on the road for a few nights, and they kind of tell you some information about where you're going. Let me make sure I'm on the right one real quick. I was not expecting you guys to get through that fast tonight.
Were any of them merchants by chance?
Oh, yeah, there would be road merchants.
Or smiths?
Oh, no, there would be no smiths on this.
Okay, but merchants with like weapons?
Yeah.
Okay.
Depending. What kind of weapon are you looking for?
A new great axe?
I would say
I fractured mine.
You do find one. It takes about 3 days in, but you're able to finally find a merchant that may have one. It costs, and you're just talking like a regular great axe, right?
Yeah, nothing special, just a great axe. And like, I want to trade in mine and just be like, well, if you can get it fixed, that's,
She looks at the great axe that you hand her with a crack in it, and says, "That'll be 30 gold."
Deal.
All right. She hands you. You guys trade great axes, and you have a new great axe.
Sweet.
You guys kind of walk through, and you kind of get to the road or you're almost there, and all of a sudden, a voice fills your head again, Traka, and he says, "Traka, can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up, bro? We're
Did you
on our way.
You found it. So you found it.
Maybe.
Good. It means they didn't." He says, "Are you still in Greyhaven?"
We are on the road towards Crosswell.
"Go back. I'll meet you there."
Okay. You scared me, bro.
No, it's nothing.
If
It's
you
nothing
can get
crazy.
here, we're on the road. We'll start a fire, set up camp. There's too much attention in Greyhaven.
He's like, "Just make camp outside. I'll meet you."
All right. Well, we're gonna set up camp here. We'll find some shelter.
Perfect. Go ahead and roll a survival check for me.
Can I help him with that?
Yeah, for sure.
So
Get advantage.
back to my characters, reading my new stuff I get for leveling up.
I get one thing.
I have key points now.
Oh, nice.
Your key points. I'll ask you afterwards.
It's monk stuff. I believe it's a dirty 20. I just got to make sure.
Okay,
D&D
that's
Beyond is
that's
being
plenty.
slow.
Looking around, you're able to find shelter pretty quickly. You find a small alcove, almost perfect, where there's no way to be ambushed from behind. It's almost like a cliff face, but it's all like wood and there's roots sticking out, and you're able to just kind of put yourself in that little alcove and hide away pretty easily.
Okay, I still want to even more take an extra steps and camouflage the front so that we're almost non-detectable.
Okay, roll another survival for me.
14.
All right, yeah, you do pretty good. You get some brush and you kind of lay it around. It's not the best, but it'll do for sure. It also gives you the way you kind of stack it. It gives you the availability to kind of peek through pretty easily without disturbing the outside brush, so you can kind of just peek through. Yeah, you think you're pretty good.
I want to have a really small fire so there's very little smoke, but we can still sit and
Guys,
cook
I
some
gotta
meal.
go.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah, no problem.
Like to since we went back to camp and got all our stuff and we have the cart now, I'd assume we have our meat stash and everything.
Yeah. Yep, for sure.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start making some lunch, give us a good hearty meal since we just did a big adventure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so
Hell
you guys
yeah.
go through, especially after grabbing that orb, you guys feel invigorated, like, almost like you woke up and the sunshine was hitting you and it's just a perfect day and you guys bunkered down. It is a nice day out. You're kind of just hunkering down, getting a nice meal cooked and prepared. Dragoon, with your background and everything, you're able to find a bunch of nuts and berries to add to it. Nice hearty meal, and you guys kind of just chit chat. Traka, about a few hours later, you hear Findizzle's voice in your head again. All right, where are you?
In our camp. I'm gonna have Walter go fly around and find him.
Okay.
Bring him back.
Roll perception for Walter.
While he rolls perception, is there any way that I could check on my potted plants?
Yeah, roll nature checks for me.
19.
Walter definitely remembers a Findizzle, and he's flying around, and you see, well, he sees Findizzle look up at him and immediately like cower down because Walter's gotten kind of beefier since the last time Findizzle seen him. And I imagine Walter finding Findizzle and seeing him cower would probably fly back to you and kind of just like come with me kind of thing.
Okay, I'll go with him.
Okay. Yeah, you find
Guys, and I'll be right back.
I'll start brewing tea.
awesome. And Malak, what was your nature rules?
So I don't remember how many potted plants I have. So it's like 3, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
So the first one is 19 plus 2 for 21.
That one is looking a little wilted because you guys were in the darkness and you didn't really have a lot of sunlight. The moisture was kind of weird between. You were kind of in some smudge as well. But the first one doesn't look dead. It definitely needs some life into it.
Okay, so I'm only really checking on one of them because I'd imagine they've all, they've definitely been through very similar shit
Yep,
since we've been,
literally.
inside. So what I would like to do is I'd like to go ahead and focus my magic and cast plant growth at a 3rd level.
Okay.
And so what this is going to let me do, so I'm going to literally focus on this for my one action, all normal plants I'm going to focus this over 8 hours and enrich the land. All plants in a half-mile radius centered on a point within range become enriched for 1 year. The plants yield at twice the amount of normal food when harvested. So I'd like to get double the yield out of my potted plants, if possible.
Okay. It's still going to grow at plant speed, right? I mean, it's going to be
Right.
you're going to get double the value, but they're still not there yet. But keep that in mind whenever comes time to harvest.
Okay, and I would like to water them as well.
Oh yeah, easily done. All right. Traka, you're walking through, and you see Findizzle kind of huddled a little bit in the bushes. He is not well dressed at all. He's in very much commoner clothes, which is very off-putting to you at first. He's quite dirty, but not to the point of like self-filth. It's more travel filth. Very weird to see him in this way.
What's going on, buddy? You're not taking care of yourself.
He's going to look at you like, I can't show off. It attracts too much information, or attracts too much attention. I'm trying to blend in. Is it working?
Yeah, sure. Come on, let's go to camp. We got some lunch ready. Dragoon's brewing some tea. The orc is going to be a little unhappy to see you, so be prepared for that.
Oh boy. And he kind of like, he's already a little guy. Like, he's a gnome, but he gets a little smaller when you say that.
I'm just going to kind of pick him up and like set him on my shoulder.
Okay.
And walk back to
Perfect.
camp.
Walter on one shoulder and him on the other. You kind of walk back to camp. You hear a wagon passing by it when you get about 120 feet back towards the camp. But it doesn't seem to slow down at all. It just keeps going. And you duck into your camp and set Findizzle down, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm guessing he'd probably just hop off.
Yeah.
If you're
Okay.
hungry, grab some lunch. Dragoon's tea will probably be ready shortly. Tell us what we need to do now.
He immediately takes off his shoes, and you see the bottom of his feet. They are blistered. You could tell he is definitely not used to traveling on foot places. He looks down and like tears are rolling down his face as he's peeling away his socks and his shoes. He sticks them close to the fire, and it's not a cool night, but he needs something to forget the pain that he's in, and warmth is better than pain at this point.
Malak, can you heal up his feet? And I'm gonna give him here's some bag ale. I'm gonna take bag ale and give him a couple drinks.
Perfect.
Or we've got jug ale. I'm gonna take the jug back from Bjork. Say jug ale or bag ale.
I think Dragoon had the jug ale, didn't he?
No, I got it back and gave it back to Traka and
Yeah,
put it back
yeah.
into the bag of holding.
So you still have. So you already have it. Yeah, so he definitely accepts your offer of drinking. Downs the first one just like that. And
How
he's like,
gnarled does he look?
his feet are bad. Like, think you just walked 20 miles for the first time ever.
So that's fucking brutal. So I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration on his feet.
Okay.
Just to kind of make sure that they're like, not super dupe. Like they're gonna still be scarred up a little bit, but they're not gonna be like so covered in blisters he can't walk.
Yeah, as you cast this, your intent of kind of helping him through this healing process. Part of the healing of blisters is to build calluses, and with this lesser restoration, you're building up this scar tissue, and it's healing much quicker than it would before. And in front of you, Malak, and anyone who's paying attention, you see his feet go from a red to almost like a dull brown, and you can see how the callus is formed, and he just like audibly sighs like, oh, thank you.
I'm just
Oh my
gonna kind
God.
of bend my head to Findizzle and be like, all right. Now, if you need any more healing, I'll do what I can, but it's not my specialty.
He nods to you, and like though it's the middle of the day, he is exhausted. Like he was already on the road when he contacted you, Traka, and he kind of goes into explaining this. I was already on my way back when you said it. I'd been gone for a few days already, and I'm just glad you guys weren't any closer, because then I'd have to walk even further. So thank you for taking your time. It was my bad. We're waiting. We still need to go there eventually, but not yet. What we need to do is we need to get into the Queen's Fair.
Excuse me?
The Queen's Fair.
What the?
Roll a history check.
Mm-hmm. 16.
You would have heard of this because it's probably the biggest event Greyhaven has once a year. And passing by people throughout your journey very recently, people were definitely whispering. And as he says this, it kind of triggers some memories of, people buying things at stores and talking about the Queen's Fair. And Findizzle kind of dives in a little more. The Queen's Fair, any city that's as large as and diverse as Greyhaven have plenty of feast days, but the biggest of all, the one where the entire city stops and watches, is the Queen's Fair. It's so grand it lasts an entire week.
And why are we specifically trying to make it at that point?
Findizzle,
you got a lot of
here, Findizzle.
You got a lot of catching up to do here, buddy. Like a lot.
He nods and he says, "We'll get to it, but
No,
we need to talk about stuff first."
Now, Findizzle, why did we have to get the orb? Why do we have to get into the Queen's Fair? We need answers.
The orb is an easy answer. If you didn't get it, someone else would. And I trust you far more than them.
Okay.
If they were to grab it.
You happen to know where any dragons are?
No. It's not, I don't seek out dragons. They would need like 10 of me to get a snack. I would just anger them just by walking in. I wouldn't even be like a morsel to them.
If you hear anything about where a dragon might be, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay, next Findizzle. Why are we going to the Queen's Fair?
Are you trying to assassinate the queen?
No. Why would I want to assassinate the queen? She's
'Cause you're
bartering
kind of
peace.
crazy, and I'm not really sure what you're doing, so I'm just asking the hard questions.
He looks at you and looks around. He goes, "Do you really think of that of me?"
I'm
Honestly,
not
Finn,
sure what to think of a lot of stuff. I'm gonna go into everything from now on really cautious and worried.
You look at him, and his demeanor after being healed was really high. And as you're talking, and he's realizing that you don't believe in him, and
It's not that I don't believe in you. With everything that's going on, I have to worry that we could be being played or being used. Remember, I did wish you back.
you
I
did.
do like you. I do want you here, but
You did.
we
And
have to worry about these things.
You look at him as you're talking to him, and he's like he's starting to sniffle a little. He's had a rough fucking day, and everything is just compounding on him. And you see him kind of like he's trying to be tough. You know, like when you see a person and they're just holding back tears as hard as they can, and their face actually kind of looks scrunched up, like forcing the tears not to drop from their eyes. And he's like, "Give me a second," and he kind of
I'm
bends
gonna
down.
sing a really shitty song from War Days, like
Okay.
a sad brotherhood song that we'd sing sitting in camp, hiking places.
All right, roll a
That's a
performance.
5 on my performance.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty, but
That's how I wanted it to be.
he looks at you as you as you're just butchering this song. Like it's not even the right lyrics. You're just making shit up as you go, but it's the right tune, but not done well either. And he starts tapping his foot, kind of like getting into it a little bit. But then you'd like try to hit a high note, and there's not supposed to be a high note at all. And he's like, "Oh, okay. Wow."
did we make stew or like what did we make for lunch there, Traka?
I figured probably stew. I imagine I have like a Dutch oven and we just throw the stuff in there,
Yeah.
let it
I'm gonna
simmer,
go-
so we have stew every day.
So I'm gonna go get Finn Dizzle a bowl of stew and hand it to him and be like, look, sit down for a minute, calm down, fill your belly, and then we will talk about this. How about that?
Okay. Perfect. He looks at you and he smiles. He goes, I am very hungry. And he starts mowing down. And as it's almost like each spoonful, it's like he closes his eyes and jerks up a little bit and eats a little more. And he kind of closes his eyes a little bit. This is a little guy, and he just walked a long, long while. And towards the end of the bowl, he kind of drops a spoon, and his head just kind of drops, and he starts snoring.
I'd put him in a bed and or put him in his blanket and whatnot and tuck him in, give him a little pat on the head. Walter, guard him.
Walter gets
Nothing
down
happened
and
to Finn Dizzle.
yeah, Walter's like monkey, like he's not an ape, and in fact his limbs are too small to be like apish, but he definitely like guards like guard dog, like all fours, ready to rock, right? And he is just guarding this guy, and they're almost the same size, so it's kind of comical to watch.
Nice.
With that history check, Dragoon, you would know that the festival kind of celebrates the legendary founding Greyhaven Queen, Queen Margaret the True, and essentially it's a way for the current queen or king to connect with their people and kind of give back to the city. From the conversations that you pass by people in the streets, you kind of can piece together between all of you that this year's fair is particularly momentous. For the first time, it is being presided over Queen Sophia, who is aged 11, who took the throne after an unfortunate and reportedly accidental death of her parents about 18 months ago. Everyone seems to love Sophia. Everyone in the city. They are all basically touched by her kindness and her grace that she exhibits at such a young age and under such circumstances, only being 11 years old and your parents passing and not having anybody really to fall back on. A few hours pass as you guys kind of discuss this information. You guys eat and, you know, you can get another full rest if you'd like to, because he's out for the count for a while. You guys, at daybreak, because it was probably mid-afternoon about that time, the next day you guys kind of break down camp, and not break down camp yet. Finn Dizzle wakes up, and he's like, oh, man, that was a good sleep. Thank you. And that stew, what I remember of it, was really delicious. And he kind of
liked it.
Is there any coffee?
Of course there's coffee. Always make coffee.
He smiles at you and says, I'd like some coffee right now, please. Not right now. I don't mean to be pushy, but like I would like it like now, but not like right now. And he kind of goes into this ramble where he's probably still waking up. Like he's still a little sleep-minded. Almost incoherent at certain times. It's quite comical. And Walter's kind of just watching him like, the fuck are you saying? And he's looking at Chiraka.
Yeah, bro, I've been up for a while. There's already coffee ready. Like, as he's saying, not right now. I'm going to put the cup of coffee in his hand.
Awesome. And he's like, oh, you did it right now. And he kind of just cups it, and he sniffs it, and he goes, and he doesn't even drink it yet. He's just holding it. And he has his eyes closed, kind of just enjoying the warmth of the cup. And he's just smiling.
Say, Finn Dizzle, let's go catch some breakfast. You can bring the coffee with you. We'll walk and talk for a bit.
He looks down. He goes, anybody have any spare socks?
Nylar, you got any extra socks?
Oh, they are about
you
the
might
same
have
size.
The right size.
Yeah. I would say he probably had spare socks and stuff. So he slips on Nylar's socks and go through, and he's like, all right. Oh, these are kind of nice. Ooh, okay. And he starts moving his feet around a little bit, and he does take a sip of coffee, and he's like, oh, yeah, okay. And he's like, all right, let's go. And as he starts walking towards you, Chiraka, he is not a silent person. Like, he's stepping on, he even cleared a lot of this brush away so it wouldn't, be a fire hazard.
I'm going to pick him up and put him on my shoulder. All right, I'll walk.
Okay. Perfect. Who all's going?
I'd imagine Bjork is probably going with us, too.
Okay, perfect.
I'm going to go catch a bird or something for some breakfast.
All right, go ahead.
And get some info out of Finn Dizzle.
Go ahead and roll a survival with disadvantage because you guys will be talking.
Ooh, that's an 8.
Ooh. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's not the best. So it would take you quite a bit of time since you guys are talking and kind of scaring away the birds a little bit and some of the small game. But eventually you do find enough to feed you guys and plenty enough time to talk in between.
Kind of hoping to find a nest maybe with some eggs in it.
Okay. Roll a perception check for me. You can actually do this with advantage because I would say you kind of asked.
Advantage on perception.
Oh, perfect.
So it's 12.
Okay. As you guys are talking, you kind of just glance around, while also keep an eye on the brush below too. It takes you a little bit of time, but you're able to find a nest. It has about 5 eggs in it. They're not really big, but they're enough to probably have one each.
Cool.
Excellent.
Grab those and whatever small game we found and
Perfect.
take it back and just kind of ask Vin Dizzle, now's a good time. Just give me the whole story. Dude, we've come a long way. We've been through some shit. Let's get on the same page and figure out what we need to do to make this happen.
He nods and he's like, "You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay." And he kind of huffs out. He says, "About 100 years ago, maybe more. I lose count sometimes. We were at war with the dragons. They were fighting over territory. Different dragons had different territories, and they were constantly battling each other. And human and all other forms of life suffered from it. And all the best mages came together across the entire world. And all the planes made a deal to create this orb. The one I hope you still have. This orb is very powerful. And a group similar to you guys had to go and barter against the dragons in the name of all human, dwarven, elven kind and everything in mixed between. Most of them didn't make it back. But what they did do, they were able to convince the head dragon to divide up the land and just give them pieces instead of domains over the entire lands they were over. Many of the dragons fought against it, and they started infighting and started fighting themselves. And that caused even more destruction. But the father of all dragons, who was dominated by this orb, by this magic, was able to cease all destruction from the dragons long enough to get everyone to agree. With the barter in place, the orb had to be hidden. And it was safe for hundreds of years. Where I'm assuming you grabbed it, I've not even been there. I've never even seen where it's come from. Tychus hadn't either. He was building this map because he found out that very bad people were after this orb. They wanted to dominate the dragon again and rage war once again. And we can't have that happen. We just can't.
Kind of wink at him really subtly and be like, well, we didn't find anything in there, so let's just keep it at that.
He looks at you. He looks quite confused at first. And he said, but you said you had it. And then he's like, oh, you didn't find anything. And he winks back at you. He's going to roll performance to see how awful he's actually like hinting. Yeah, this is fantastic. Natural 1. So he's like super exaggerated, like, hey.
That double eye wink.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
I gotcha. I know you're lying. And he's like, you didn't find anything. I get it. Because, you don't want people to know. Like, he's saying this out loud. And you're like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
He's still kind of quiet, but he, in his excitement of understanding what you meant, he gets a little on the louder side. He's like, okay. Well, it's safer now. If anyone were to know that that if you had found something, wink, wink, it would be a giant target on your backs, all of you, and your families. And he says, Tychus was one of my dearest friends, and He died trying to save the world from these people who want to go back to destroying it.
I'm gonna reach in my coat pocket. I'm pretty sure I have him, and I'm gonna pull out Tychus's lizard and
You
give
left
him.
him in the dryad. Oh, with the dryad.
Hey, we did, huh?
Yep.
I forgot we left him with her.
Yeah.
I say, well, his lizard is happy with a dryad.
He perks up. He goes, Jeffrey?
Yes. We met a wilted old druid lady, dryad lady, on our way to find nothing down there. And we used a wish to bring her little grove
His
back to
jaw
its former
drops.
glory.
A wish, you say? Interesting. You said you gave a wish to bring me back too. Did you not?
Yeah, there's a wishing well down there.
How many of you gave a wish?
3.
At that,
Believe.
he looks deflated.
No, Ireland, he made 6. Or Dragoon made 6 wishes. 1 with 6 coins, and I made 2. So yeah, it would be 3 wishes.
He's not sad. No, he's not disappointed. He's sad. He says, those places only have 3 wishes. And he kind of looks down and he goes, it's my fault Tychus is dead. I
Tychus
should have
chose his
warned him.
path. And he walked it seemingly dignified and nobly, willing to die for his cause. So
He nods solemnly. Like, he's having a hard time really accepting it. The guilt of coming back to life, but his friend's still dead, and him not able to really do anything about it. It's quite haunting for him. To be honest, it's. He looks at you and he says, "Thank you for you could have wished for anything at all, and you chose me. And I am in debt for that, for life."
I'm going to put my hand on his head and ruffle up his hair and be like, chin up, champ. We got this.
And he does smile. He is much older than you guys, but he feels like he just lost a baseball game, but the coach is like, "You did your best, slugger," type of thing, and
Yes.
he does perk up.
I didn't really know your friend Tychus, so I wouldn't have considered that. You're the one who kind of set this in motion, so it's kind of on you now. Guide us and let's figure out what we need to do.
He looks around and he goes, "We need to get into the festival. It's a week long.
Tychus's house is being heavily watched still.
I think
we might be able to stay with some friends as long as Bjork can keep his pants on."
He looks over at Bjork and kind of deflates again. We'll try. I do have a way to disguise us, though. And as he says this, the visage of his dirty appearance and everything dissipates. And in front of you is him just in his very luxurious robes. His feet were actually damaged before, but now instead of some gnarly looking commoner's boots, they're very fancy velvet shoes, which is probably why he actually got blisters. And he's just very inortly, just like you saw him before he died, very well dressed. And he says, "I had to drop it so I can add it to all of us. I hope you're not mad at me." And
this is the issue. You always got some sneaky shit going on.
And he says, I told you I had to blend in.
I thought you were actually blending in.
I was. You thought I was real. My plan worked, right?
So
That
you're
means
not
our
real?
plan. No, I mean real dirty.
Yeah, you got me.
And he whispers some stuff and he starts twirling his fingers and he touches each of you in the forehead and all of you shift into a human form. Varying sizes depending on how tall you are, but the maximum height is like 6'3", 6'4". So you're various sizes, and you are all humans. You're not dirty per se, but you look like travelers, or you look like someone who's not from the richest area, but definitely not from the slums. You look around each other, you look down at
Common.
yourselves, and you're like, oh, nothing's changed. But you look around, and like no one around you is who they were before.
Okay.
Vin Diesel is slightly taller than he was previously. He's actually about the size of the top of his hat where it was. So still relatively short, more like 4 feet instead of like the 3 feet. But it's like, all right, this should last about 8 hours. Then I can recast it, no issues. We'll just have to duck into an alley. But if we get into trouble, I may have to drop the spell. So let's try not to do anything stupid.
Okay, I'm gonna go to that barrel maker store that I gave the full barrel of ale to.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Because he said if I ever needed a favor, I could come and ask him.
Okay.
I'm gonna go and ask him if he can give us a room for a couple days. I'll pay for it and whatnot, but
Yeah,
under the radar,
you make your way through
don't
the
let
city.
anyone know we're here.
No one takes any second glance at you guys at all. Bjork tries his best to do his best at not being Bjork, trying to blend in. But he still has some hiccups, as Bjork does sometimes. Or
As long
he's
as he's not butt chugging, it will be all
it's
right.
like, bag ale, every once in a while. Bag ale. And you get to the barrel makers pretty quickly, trying to get Bjork out of the streets. And you knock on the door, and he answers. He goes, "Can I help you?"
Hey, I know I look different, but I did you a favor with a barrel of ale a couple weeks back, and I'd like to cash in that favor if that's possible.
He looks at you, kind of squints a little bit. He
I
goes,
think he would see Walter and recognize Walter.
I think Walter's gotten beefier since then.
It's only been a few days.
Yeah, but
Since
level up
we were-
wise, whenever he mutates into his battle form, right?
But
I would say he doesn't change drastically enough to throw him off. He definitely would recognize Walter. Vin Diesel just didn't because he was scared shitless. And he looks, but he squints at you. He looks at Walter. He goes, "I remember you, but weren't you green before?"
yes, it's a long story. I just need a quiet place with no questions asked.
He
I hand him 5 platinum.
he looks at that. He looks outside. My house is your house. Come on in, and just opens the door wide.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
You hear the festival hasn't quite started yet. It actually is supposed to start the next day, and he kind of tells you about how well his barrels are doing right now. In lieu of the Queen's Fair, everyone's purchasing them to gather up the things that they want to sell. Even the blacksmiths from inside the city are coming to him because he is doing so well and they are so sturdy. He talks about all the different kind of barrels. He's like, you got your birch barrels, you got your oak barrels, And he just keeps on naming them, and he goes, and this is how you band them together. You got your copper bands, you got your platinum bands, and them are real expensive. And he just keeps going like bubblegum shrimp style into different barrels and different styles. What do you guys want to do while you're here?
I'm gonna get a plan together so we have an idea of what we need to be doing. I think I've talked to Finn Dizzle, say where we need to go. We need the W's: who, what, when, where, why.
Okay, cool.
Uh,
Go ahead, Malak.
Before anything gets too crazy, I would like to see if I could seek out some tattooist tools.
Okay. I gotta try to think of who would have. I guess only tattoo shops would have them. A blacksmith could make them, but it would take a while.
Let me send you the link to what I found.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be a right now thing because there are some certain, I guess, finesse into this that I'm gonna need to be really specific on. So I will send those to you.
Yeah, I need to see those before I make any decision.
Yeah, I just want to see if there's any way I can find anything, not even necessarily for what the link I'm sending you talks about, but
Oh,
more
okay.
of a
Yeah. Roll.
something to learn.
Go ahead and roll a general charisma check to see if you can find somebody and get somebody to talk to you about tattoos.
Okay. That would be a 13.
It takes some time to find somebody who knows even what you're really talking about. Like, tattoos aren't taboo or anything at all, but it's in the area you're in. There's no real tattoo shops. Tattoo shops are kind of in the more slummier areas or the super rich areas that don't look like tattoos parlors. You do find one, and in this city, this person only knows of the one kind of in the slums, and says that's it's over there, but you might want to be careful. It can be kind of sketchy.
So I'm gonna kind of make a mental note about where it would be.
Okay.
Because I don't want to go into a sketchy. Specifically, I don't want to separate in this kind of instance. I just want to know about where to look. Should we get the chance to go?
Okay.
But eventually, I would like to. I'll DM you about it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you definitely get knowledge of where a tattoo shop is. They weren't sure if they sell tattoo equipment, but you can definitely get tattooed there. You also know that you could probably go to a blacksmith to get like the needles and stuff that you need for it. Have them made specifically for you, and also go to a what are they called? Not alchemists.
Artificers.
Artificers, yes, an artificer to get a tattoo or get tattoo tools.
Okay. And there are some magic tattoos that I can do once I do learn how to do that, but I have to have like schematics and shit for them. So just something to kind of keep in mind.
Yeah, I have a whole list of actual D&D created tattoo lists that we'll probably go with instead.
Cool. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, so you know the locations. So what do you want to do?
I need to probably regroup with everybody else.
Okay. So you just head back to the barrel maker's house.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Can I go around asking about magical items?
You can. Roll a general charisma check.
12.
It takes you a little while, but you're able to find what specifically are you looking for?
Hopefully a weapon.
People, when they ask, magical item, I mean, what kind? And you say, weapons, they point you over to the weapon shop.
Oh. I'll go over to the weapon shop.
All right. You walk in, and it is very crowded in here right now. The fair is almost getting started, and people are trying to like barter with these big shops so they can go into the center town and sell, anything even more expensive. They're just trying to get their own inventory so they can start wheeling and dealing whenever the festival is in full force. Because no one goes to the outskirts of town after or while the fair is in play, right? You can go up to. It takes you a little bit of time, but you can go up to the desk and start talking to the shopkeep if you'd like.
I would. I want to see if he has a magical great axe. I don't know what kind. I just want to see if he has one, and maybe some tools.
So we'll start with the tools. What kind of tools?
Tinker's tools.
Okay. He would have those. He would not have Tinker's tools. He would have small stuff like weapon repair kits and stuff like that.
Okay, so I had to go somewhere else to find the Tinker's tools.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd ask him if he knew where those were. He could point me.
He's like, I can't really point you because it's a little ways down the road, but you can't miss it. There's a giant tool sign outside, kind of with an X, and it almost looks like lockpicks, which is kind of weird. And he kind of goes on a little tirade about how the sign should not look like that because it is misconceiving. But then he's like, can I help you with something, though?
Yeah, you got a magical great axe?
He looks around and he says, well, magical items are pretty expensive, but I think I have something. Give me just a second. And he kind of walks out, and he has like a not really a wagon per se, but like a cart. And you see some different size axes in there. You see a couple of great axes. You see a battle axe or two. And he says, "Yeah, I've got a few. I've got this one," and he and he's holding it. And he goes, "I don't really know what this one does, but I was told it's magical. It's kind of heavy, and like there's like designs in it. And you look at it. Roll an Arcana check."
That's my Arcana. 18.
You know the veins in this sword are of hellfire, and it's pretty bright in this place, but you still see a faint like dim light come off this great axe.
I'm going to tell him to put that one on the table. That's a maybe.
Okay. And he pulls
And
out another. And he goes, "This," and he lifts it up again, and it's a battle axe. And he says, "This one is magic. You do extra damage if you hit something made of wood. It'll be great for knocking down them ents."
Okay. Not my cup of tea, but okay.
He kind of grumbles and sets it down. "Oh, this, yeah, this," and he pulls out another one, and it looks very similar to your axe now. He goes, "This is magical, yeah. It gives you extra damage on every swing."
I'm going to look back and be like, kind of looks like mine.
Do you pull it out?
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, but mine's magic."
Are you sure it's magic?
I mean,
Because I can say mine's magic. Looks just the same.
we can test it.
Can we?
Stand still. And he rears it back.
You really want to do that?
You want to know it's magic, right?
You're not going to hit me with it.
He swings it, and he hits the desk. and it smashes it in half.
Look down. What about the other axe that was sitting on the table?
It is now on the floor.
Okay. Let's put that one also on the floor next to the other one.
He sets it down, and he says, "I got one more."
All right. Let's see it.
And he pulls it out. Oh, I'm sorry, two more. And he pulls out this. It looks kind of similar to what you have now, but it's black. Onyx black. The handle, the blade, everything. It's almost like light can't even absorb or reflect off of this thing. It just stops. This is magical.
I'm going to look it up and down. What does this one do?
He looks around. He says, "I don't know."
Out of character, drains your wallet.
Drain your wallet.
I don't know.
Like
Can I throw an
I'm having a
arcana
hard-
on that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm having a hard picture of Dragoon just dumping his wallet on the table and said, "Shut up and take my money."
21.
It is definitely magical. With that high, I would say you've heard of weapons like this. If you hit something with this, they can't regain those hit points until the start of their next turn. So like they have to go a full round of not being able to get healed for that amount of damage. Oh no, I'm sorry. They can't regain any hit points until the start of their start of your next turn. So they can't do any potions or anything, basically.
So, oh wow. Okay. You tell them that's also a variant. You said you got one more?
I do.
All right,
This
let's see
next
this last
one. And he pulls out this giant battle axe. He can barely lift it. And he's a pretty average build. He says, "This, I know what this is called. This is a giant slayer."
I know what that is. Pretty sure. Can I throw a history on that one?
Arcana.
Alrighty. $25.
Yeah, you've definitely heard of this. It gives you basically a +1 of attack for attack rolls and damage rolls, but also if you hit a giant with it, it takes an extra 2d6 damage, and they have to succeed in a strength save or they go prone. And it's any giant type, including trolls and ettins. So anything as giant. And he says,
Yeah.
"Is this a yes?"
How much are you asking for it?
For the giant slayer? Do. It's only 9,000 gold pieces.
Buy my wallet.
Oh, you think I have 9,000? Because the platinum's only 10, right?
Yep.
All right. What about the one that looks like fire right there? You said you don't know what that one does?
Nope. But it looks great.
I'll make you a deal. Since you don't know what it does, I'll trade you my axe, 2 platinum pieces, and 30 silver for it. And I'm going to pull out one of the green vials that I found and put it on the table and go, this.
What is that?
It's magical, but I don't know what it does.
He cocks an eyebrow, looks down at it. You've definitely piqued his interest. Roll persuasion.
18?
He strokes his chin as if he had as a beard, but he doesn't. And he's even like going long, like there's nothing there, but he just keeps going. He says, "I can't do it. That's just not enough."
I'll pull out. Where is it? Oh. Hold on. Oh, where is it? Where is
You
it?
got a bunch of those gems and rocks from down there. don't
Yeah,
you?
that's what I. Oh, there they are. I'll pull out my bag of gems and that and sit it right next to the vial and go, how about this bag too?
He looks at you. And
Pick
he
it
looks,
up, examine it.
Yeah, he picks it up and he kind of weighs it and he opens it up. He says, "Deal," and quickly grabs everything off the table and hands you the axe.
All right.
You have a Hellfire axe. It's technically called Hellfire weapon, but it'll give you the list of everything.
And I have to attune to that, right?
No, you do not have to attune to it.
Oh, I don't.
No, but they are great.
Essentially, for those who do not know, a Hellfire weapon was fashioned from infernal fire and traced with veins of hellfire that shed dim light of 5 feet. Any humanoid killed by an attack made with this weapon has its soul funnel into the river Styx, where it's reborn instantly as a lemur devil. Sound familiar?
Now the question being, it's just a normal Hellfire Great Axe, no plus nothing.
Right.
Okay. Cool. I have a Hellfire Axe. My curiosity
Like
kind of.
a wizard shop or something around.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Okay. Take away the 2 platinum. 30 silver.
Do you go looking for one, Traka?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and roll a charisma check.
Charisma. Gross. 9.
It takes you quite a while. In fact, you see Dragoon walking back towards you, towards the barrel maker's house. Hellfire in tow, kind of admiring it. But you do finally find a wizard shop.
I'm gonna walk in and talk to the wizard.
You walk in, and he's like, "What can I do for you?"
You know much about dragons?
They're meaner than a rattlesnake without a rattle.
Yeah, that's true. You know how to track one?
Trap or track?
Track.
He looks you up and down. He says, "Are you fixing for trouble?"
No, just need to find me a dragon. I'm a monk and I plan on taking the way of the ancient dragon, so
He looks you up and down again. Well, I don't know where no dragons are, but if you come across one, my advice is to run.
I just need a way to track them. Something that could tell me where a dragon might be. Do you got any magic items or a spell or some doobly boobly shit like that?
He says, "I do have a spell for tracking creatures, but it doesn't reach into infinity. It only reaches... Oh, shit. I'm going to have to look this up. I think it's like a mile or something. Like a mile radius."
If you got any cool potions that might help me out.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's 1,000 feet and it lasts for an hour.
That's not really helpful.
He looks at you and goes, I do have some components that might interest you. And he kind of shuffles through, and he comes out with like a few vials. And he says, these are dragon pheromones. If you know where a dragon is, or should be, or has visited, and may visit again, you just spread this around a little bit, and maybe he'll catch the scent.
Just had a thought. Do you have any way of tracking a treasure, like a hoard of gold?
No. There is a locate object spell, but you have to know exactly what you're looking for. Like if someone stole a chalice and it was yours and you know what it looked like, you could use that. But it's also limited to about 1,000 feet, and it only lasts for 10 minutes. If you're really looking for a dragon... Actually, I need to double check this really quick.
I'm going to buy one of the pheromones of the dragon thingy from him.
Okay, it'll be 50 gold.
But can I Sending Stone Trocker real quick and ask him where he's at?
Sure. The guy looks at you and says, well, there is another spell you could try. You can try to scry on a dragon that you have heard of. But but if you don't actually know them, it's a little harder.
They're an adventurers guild or a library or something like that around here.
Oh, definitely. But they're kind of closed because of the festival. But they open back up in a week.
Don't want to wait a week. All right. Thanks. Appreciate you. Be in touch.
Thanks. Come again. And he puts away the 50 gold and kind of goes back to what he was doing.
Yeah, I guess I'd hear my Sending Stone, wouldn't I?
Yeah. Is there a distance for that? I don't think there is. They just have to be on the same plane, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
same plane.
Yeah, so you'd hear it.
I'm researching some stuff, trying to figure out what we need to do. Do you know where any dragons that are still alive?
Can I throw a history on that one?
I'd like to look for the... Oh, shit, it's closed.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a history.
I feel like I would have heard stories from my master about the dragons.
Yeah,
and that.
with your class, it kind of makes sense, but we'll see.
Can I go to that dwarf guy's bar and see if there's any bards in there that might know tales of dragons that
Yeah,
would
for
be
sure.
alive still?
19.
Dragoon, you've heard of dragons hiding in mountains, but you don't know any specific mountain or a specific dragon that would do this, or any at least recently. After the Dragon War, they became kind of rare to see. Only really seeing them whenever they destroy a town for something, whatever they choose. It is time to end. It is 11 o'clock. So, Traco, when we pick up, we will go. We'll start off in the tavern to start talking to bards. They will likely have better information as well. And then
I still
Sunday,
wanted to go get the Tinker tools too. So.
Yep, make note of that so you don't forget. And I do
will.
know Bjork wanted to do something too last game, but I think we forgot to. I think he wanted to search that table, the poker table. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for him really quick because he would have wanted to. So I'm going to roll investigation for him. Oh, yeah. 17 plus, I think, his flat. Curtis, I know you're going to listen to this later. You find 45 gold pieces amongst the table and 2 decks of cards. One is unopened. Make sure you mark that down. If you don't hear this, I guess you're SOL. So with that, we're going to call it a night and pick back up next Wednesday. 8 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/laughoutlower. Sundays, we're coming back with Stormhaven. We did miss last week because I was out of town, but we are coming back, and I'm so excited because Melkor wants to party. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. So tune in for Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Also, reminder, we are getting merch set up. Right now we're doing beanies, masks, and some hats, and some t-shirts. Be sure to check out our Twitch channels and our YouTube channels. We'd love it if you subscribe to YouTube as well, even if you watch us on Twitch. And rewatch us as well. If you're listening to us on podcasts, be sure to try to write a review for us or share us with your friends. You can do that just by hitting any share button on any of the episodes and any of the apps. So with that, have a good night, everyone. Be kind to each other. Do something nice for someone tomorrow. Love each other, but most importantly, love yourselves. Have a good night, and fuck cancer.
Fuck cancer.
Fuck.